In today's video, I've got some Warzone 3 tips and tricks that are going to help you improve at Warzone 3 almost instantly, and they are so easy and so quick to do that anyone will be able to use these tips and see results instantly. Now, the first thing that I want to talk to you guys about is going to be leveling your weapons. Now, I briefly mentioned this in my last video, but I want to go over it in a little bit more detail. With the armory system that we have in Warzone 3, this drastically changes the way that we have to level our guns. For example, you don't have to waste your time grinding out plunder for hours on end to get your guns max level to build the meta builds. Instead, only level up these guns until they are at a point where all of the attachment slots are unlocked. Generally, this tends to be about midway through the progression, so if the gun has like 29 levels, by level 15 you will be able to use every attachment that is available. Now obviously some of these meta attachments aren't going to be available, and this is where the armory system comes into play. Now in Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer, the armory system was a bit janky and a bit annoying. You had the daily challenges to do, but you also had to win matches to earn these armory tokens, and with the thick skill-based matchmaking in play, this was less than easy. However, in Warzone, you literally get these armory tokens just by playing and surviving. You do not have to win. All you have to do is just play the game, and you will unlock them like pretty much every game. This means that you'll be able to choose the attachment that you need next to unlock via the armory system. So you can just carry on playing Warzone 3 normally and then unlock these things in the background. Next, I want to give you a quick tip about a piece of equipment, a field upgrade that I'm pretty sure is meta, and that is the portable radar. The portable radar in Warzone 2, for example, was absolutely shocking. It barely gave you any information and the radius was super tiny. However, it has received a massive buff for Urzikstan, and it now shows a ridiculous amount of space and gives you insane amounts of information, to a point where if you stow one of these for like the final few circles, because Ghost only moves when people are moving, you can literally see everyone that is left in the entire lobby to get an easy win. Look, I know this is a super quick tip, but use the portable radar. I see so many people passing up on these, and it's literally the best field upgrade you can get at the moment. Now next, I want to talk about some settings that you have to change that are going to make your life so much easier and make you improve just like that. First, change your slide dive behavior to slide only. Now there's a few reasons for this. The first is because you have slide and dive bound to the same button. This means that when you press that button, the game is waiting to see if you're going to press the button and then release it, or press the button and then keep holding it. Even if you have tap to slide enabled, there will always be that sort of like few millisecond delay, and this is really noticeable and can make your slides in this game feel really unresponsive. Now, by putting it to slide only, you do give up the opportunity to be able to dive. However, I'm going to put it to you that diving was only good in Warzone 2 because there was literally no other movement mechanics in that game. Diving is very, very rarely the right thing to do. Obviously, there are certain things you can do with dives, like being able to jump and pull your parachute off lower buildings, or jump from rooftop to rooftop in Vondel, but I'm going to say this to you now, being able to have that snappy slide cancel is going to win you so many more gunfights than anything else. Also, a lot of people, when they have the ability to slide, tend to like slide when they're trying to evade sniper fire, and this is literally the worst thing you can do, because if you think about it, if an enemy sniper is tracking you and then you dive, there is that lush split second where you just lie on the floor flat as a pancake and they can pop your head like a zip. Honestly, diving is out, sliding is in. Change this setting now. Next, you want to change your tactical sprint behavior to single tap sprint. Basically what this does is it just removes the need to double tap the sprint button every time you want to tac sprint. This means that every time you sprint, if you have tac sprint available, you're going to tac sprint. I can't think of a single situation where you would rather be jogging in this game, so change this setting now so that you are tac sprinting as much as possible. Next, change your interact or reload to prioritize interact, not tap to interact. In the past, we would always say to have it as tap to interact. However, in Warzone 3, what this does is it means that you tap X to interact, but then you have to hold X to reload, which is absolutely ridiculous if you're trying to get a quick reload off in a gunfight. However, if you have it as prioritize interact, this means that you'll be able to just tap X when you're trying to interact with things, but then when you need to reload in the heat of the moment, you can just tap it again and that will reload for you. This makes such a big difference, and if you've got it on any other setting, you're doing it wrong. And then next, we've got your armor plate behavior, and you just need to put this on apply all. I have no idea why the default setting is to just apply one, because there is no reason I can think of that you would only want to put one armor plate on, and even if you did, you can just cancel it by YYing. And then finally, one last setting that you need to change that is actually a game changer, but only for niche situations, is manual fire behavior, and you want to change that to hold. Essentially what this does is for any single fire gun or burst rifle, it means you can hold the fire button and it will shoot automatically without you having to tap the fire button. Now look, I'm not going to lie to you, things like pistols and most of the battle rifles, this doesn't really work very well. It gives you such a slow fire rate that it's not worth it. But that doesn't matter because you can still tap whilst this setting is turned on. However, with the DG56 assault rifle, this makes hardly any difference at all to how fast you can tap it with your finger, but it makes the whole experience of using that gun so much easier because the gun hits so hard, the recoil can be made so low, and if you don't have to worry about pressing the trigger and you only have to concentrate on aiming, it makes this gun an absolute beast. Look, there are so many new things to Warzone 3, so many tips and tricks to go over, and I made another video just like this one with some amazing tips that you don't want to miss out on, and you can watch that right now. I'm Average Joel. Peace.